Yo, what's going on, guys? Koi here. Today, we're just going to be doing the raid video for the latest update. I think I'm going to chop this update into a few pieces because it's more like additions to the game. And I think they all require their own separate video. So I'll be dropping all of those probably today or tomorrow. And, well, it just depends on what time I have all these ready. Of course, I got to make sure that you guys are able to see them. So, yeah. First things first, they added a brand new raid for Orochi Maru. Now, you're probably wondering, Orochi Maru is just not in the game. I just slapped my phone. Okay. Orochi Maru is not in the game, yes. But it looks like Orochi Maru is actually related to a different Evo character, which we will take a look at right now. So let's go ahead and go to the Evos real quick. Just so I can show you guys, like, the character that actually you could Evo for Orochimaru's Awakening. And it's Sasuke. Now, believe it or not, Teen Sasuke is the actual evolution requirement for Orochimaru, which is hilarious because I believe Teen Sasuke is also the evolution requirement for Teen Sasuke. So yeah, now there's the new Teen Sasuke evolution requirement. It's different evolutions, which is pretty insane, honestly. And with the different evolutions, I think that they could do a lot with this in particular. I mean, for instance, you could go the difference between like Snake Man and Bounce Man, Gear 5th, same Luffy. You know what I mean? So I think that this is a hilarious take on the direction of the game and the way that it's going. I like it. I honestly do like it, honestly. Let's go ahead and try. Let's take a look. So the other thing about this raid shop is that it's a massive W because you could farm both raid shops and they both reset. So you're looking at over 200 trait tickets here. 200 trait tickets, hands down. And it's amazing that you could get all these 200 trait tickets through this. It's just great, honestly. So we're going to be able to farm an extra, like, free-to-play 200 trait tickets just because of the second raid. And I think that this is a nice addition to the game, honestly. So let's go ahead and try out the new Orochi Maru raid. And let's see how hard it is. Honestly, I think we got to try it on hard mode. Let's see. Wait. Oh, yeah. Wait. What? Okay, yeah, it's still 1%. Okay, we're not tripping. Okay. So freaking 1% chance still. Of course, 1 through 3, 100% chance either way. I just want to see how hard it is. Is if it's harder than the other freezer raid or not. If it's not harder than the other freezer raid, then it's just going to be just as easy to grind. All right, let's go ahead and try this out. Okay, nice little animation. We got Orochi Maru appearing through snakes. 225 million HP. I think that's the same amount that Frieza had originally, I think. We're running the attack sets. Whoa. That was a hard hit right there. I don't know if y'all saw how instantaneous that hard hit was. That did like an instant slap. All right, my team's healing up after that instant slap. He summons the snake. The snake does a slap. That wasn't the same slap we saw earlier, though, is it? No, it's not. We're healing through it. Healing again. Oh, poison effect. That also just did a lot of damage. What the heck? Look at that. So poison effect that does, and defense reduction. Oh my God, this is what they were aiming for. So this one in particular requires you to actually run Healer Tsunade, which is actually insane. I'm curious on if Broly's going to be able to clap back in any way, shape, or form. I know this Broly's chopped because they can't decide on which Broly they want to be the evolution. Don't ask me why it's like that. Now, I don't think there's an item we can use for cleansing instead. I think that we're literally just going to have to pop Tsunade instead, because that poison looks deadly. Let's see. Lower healing, receive lower healing and a 15% attack less, plus poison damage over time. And that poison damage over time seems to be pretty harsh. Kind of like the bleed effect given by Byakuya. And of course, the defense reduction is really harsh as well. So I think that running Tsunade is definitely going to be one of the key features of this update. And I want to see if I could actually pull this off, because as someone who loves running healers more than other characters, I'm curious on if the other, like the Boki method even works against this character, because of like obviously how strong it is. I could be using different characters. Like, obviously, I could be using Goku. I think Trigun's great for the job. Zoro's great for the job. His defense is rather low. Oh, they were talking about Tsunade getting a evolution. But I think they really just meant that Tsunade's going to end up just being very, very useful in this next form of content, so to speak. And I'm curious on if I actually have any of her. Oh, I have her 3-star ascended. Alright. I don't think there's another character in the game that could honestly cleanse either. We didn't get any last update either. So this is just kind of like a... You know, it's kind of like a sad one. Like, you're going to have to get Tsunade for this very specific piece of content. Now, is that particularly something people enjoy? Honestly, I think that some people are going to be very upset with this update. I'm going to be honest, because obviously some people like their very specific methods. They don't like to metamance or anything like that. So the fact that there's only one cleanser in the game right now is just kind of a harsh bit. But I'm curious on if we can survive a little harder if we run the survivability equipment. So I do want to run that. And then that'll probably be video right there. So let's go ahead and get rid of the Shinigami badge for the energy shield. And let's get rid of the chakra pills for the weak health thing. I don't think we have any cleansing items, no. I don't think... Do I have any more chests by chance? No, I do not. I will be doing like a whole video on the new equipment and stuff like that, because that obviously requires its own video to just look at the new equipment, look at the capabilities of it and stuff like that. I gotta go farm some up, of course. Let's see, what do we got here? We got, oh wait, my bad. I'm looking for units, treasures. I just want to make sure that I have all these upgraded as high as I can. Yeah, I'm just missing one more Frankie Cola for that one. Okay. So, still without cleansing, we're just going to try this one more time. He does a lot of damage. That's the kicker. So, Orochi Maru already does... Oh, hang on. That was not hard mode. Orochi Maru already does a crap ton of damage. So, the fact that he also does status affliction with defense down and... what's the other one called? Poison? Then we're going to have some problems. The 15% attack decrease is not really that big. I think that doesn't affect us at all. 15% attack is nothing compared to the large, copious amounts of attack we can already do. It's the health drop and the massive hits that this guy can do, which are like right there. That fat hit right there is the reason why it's like very, very hard to stay alive. And I might have to manual my healing because of it, realistically speaking. But honestly, I think Aqua's doing just fine on auto. We're getting some... He got the snake out, which is like its own thing. Broly's not going to be able to work until he gets to his very specific thing. Now, I could try to trade Broly out for Goku instead for that faster bit of damage. See, Asuna already died. So there goes my defense down character. I don't think there's another possible way I can do this without... Yeah, without cleanse, because look at how much damage he's doing. Hang on, shield up, healing. Okay, we might be able to do something here. This is lasting a bit longer with the healing items and stuff like that. It's just my weaker characters are going to take the biggest hits, which sucks because Trigun's one of my best damage dealers, hands down. We do have Broly still in the fight, though, at max HP. There we go with that, and then I think he's going to defense down here. Yes, he is. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and Frankie Cola. And I think Zoro might be dropped here, depending on if he gets healed in time. We did get shield on him. As you can see, we did get shield on Zoro. Defense down is off, so now he's just healing. Oh, but that just does so much damage. This Orochi Maru does ridiculous amounts of damage. I'm going to be real. So, there we go. We're healing Aqua back to full HP. So, Aqua is still in the fight healing Broly, which is great. So, the healing equipments, artifacts, they're doing their job. They're keeping Broly in the fight. We're staying alive. Now, the problem here is if we get, poisoned right here and Aqua dies. That's what we're afraid of. We're afraid of Aqua dying in this regard. Now, Broly, we're not afraid of him dying because he's about to go Legendary Super Saiyan. And keep in mind, I do have Destined on Broly, so if your Broly's not giving you the same effect, obviously you're going to want to run a tank and Broly at the same time. in order to make them live. But obviously Tsunade is going to be a big key factor in this update in order to run that cleanse. And I will be running a video on how to do the cleanse and everything like that. As you can see, we are using the defensive equipment instead, and it's actually working. Let's see Broly pop off with some moves here. We do have Aqua healing quite a bit here. And keep in mind, Aqua does have the ability to keep increasing her healing. That's the thing. She increases her healing more and more and more. The more she has to heal, the more it stacks. And it's the highest stacking healing in the game. So that's why she's still in the fight, and that's why she's still living right now. And that's why she's still doing so much work. Now, I don't think that this was intentional, but my small healing potion didn't do anything right there. I think that was a bug more than anything. So, yeah, that's just kind of a sad bug. Because now Broly can't heal. That might be a bug. All right, we're going to go ahead and pop another Frankie right here. Come on, Frankie Cola. Broly's still doing a lot of damage here. He's still putting in that work. Aqua is healing him. They're not being affected by the poison debuff, so they are still healing. The small potion's not working correctly. I think there's a bug with it right now. It's bugged out because obviously one of them at least should have been healing up to a certain degree, but that's not happening right now. And then Aqua's being chipped down right here. So yeah, she's being chipped down because of the healing debuff, but the healing debuff is a lot more scary than it looks because for some reason it's affecting her exponentially. All right, here we go. Going back to the 800 healing, 868 healing a second, and then we're doing the small healing bottle. It should heal somebody, but it's not healing anybody. So that's a bug right there. That's actually a bug that we're running into. Now, the fact that Aqua's still in the fight is actually such a W. This is the most inconsistent way of fighting this boss, obviously, because we're probably still going to lose here. But the fact that they've been staying in the fight for this long is actually insane. Of course, the healing's being nerfed right here. It's not being nerfed, but it's being nerfed quite bad. Because healing over time is supposed to be like a lot stronger. And then we lose Broly right here, most likely, because the healing bottle's not working. You see, I ran into a bug where this is just not working at all. And this should be working, so I don't know why this isn't working at all. I found it's just a major bug. But of course, like, these devs don't read my bug reports, so, I mean, at least I don't think they've been reading my bug reports. Let's be real. Freaking, I can't even get them to text me back on the CC chat. But yeah, as you can see, Tsunade is definitely going to be the #1 healer for taking off those massive debuffs. And that cleansing is just going to be a key feature and a key factor. So I will build Tsunade, and I'll build the Evo for Sasuke and all that stuff to showcase for you guys to see how Orochi Maru actually does. If he delivers and he gives off that poison effect and the really broken stuff, he might be like the new like dot damage dealer like Byakuya was last update. So let's go ahead and see what happens next. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell down below. I'll see you guys later. Take it easy and peace.